What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Red Room Podcast. Today, I have a really great friend, Karina Buchholz, or should I say Karina?
Kelsen.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
So before we dive into all the fun work-related stuff, what was the wedding like? How was that?
Oh, it was freaking amazing.
Yeah?
We had a really small elopement, just the family, 3 friends each. It was perfect.
I feel like that's all you need. You know what I mean? Like when you have like these giant extravagant like things, it's just like, it's like the people that like really know about you and care about you. You know? Like,
oh, totally.
Yeah. It's like, go on.
We
That's
really
exciting
just
stuff.
wanted it to be the two of us.
And cheers, by the way.
Thank you. Cheers.
She made these. Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
We really just wanted it to be about us. When you have too many people in the crowd, it gets to be about the other people. And we've been together for 7.5 years, and we just...
That is crazy, by the way.
Yep.
I was just talking to your dad, and he said like the same exact like thing. That's awesome.
So high school sweethearts.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to celebrate you when you've had a really long love, which is absolutely a fantastic feeling.
Yeah.
But sometimes a little overwhelming. And so we really just wanted to dial it back and make sure that we had our day. And we really did. From the second I woke up, I was surrounded by friends. My mom helped me get ready. I was able to do my own hair and makeup, which was incredible. My dad walked me down the aisle. His mom walked him. We got married and had our own dinner, just the two of us. It was fantastic.
That's awesome.
Just set us up for the rest of our lives. We really feel like.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
See, I think like when people are like, oh, it's those kind of stories where it's like, yeah, we've been together for 7 years. We've been the high school sweethearts. It's like, that's what everybody wants.
Yeah.
And you got it. I was just
yeah.
I had my folks on here too. And they had like one of those stories too. Three dates, engaged, married.
Wow.
Yeah. But it's like, it's stories like that where it's like, it gives us single people a hopes and chance, that someone's out there, but that's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, let's jump into it. So Dad was just on the last episode. What was that like? Kind of like growing up with him. First of all, your dad is super cool.
Oh, my dad's
an awesome guy.
He's my role model.
Yeah.
Like when you have a dad like that, every little girl thinks their dad's a hero, but my dad's literally the coolest person ever.
Yeah.
He's born and raised in Santa Cruz, surfer dude.
True Loke,
Oh, totally. Wore his hat backwards, flip-flops, jeans, just the most amazing person ever. But he was always really down to earth, and he was very successful. He put his nose to the grindstone and just worked his ass off. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
But it was really incredible seeing that growing up and just knowing that I could be a part of it if I wanted to be. That was always open to my brother and I.
Yeah.
It was always the family business. He's always talked about that. His dad did construction. His mom sold the houses. Boom, family business.
Yeah.
And then he just went right into it. His sister's in the housing industry as well. And so pretty incredible just to grow up around that and know that I've always had my place to be able to set in it.
So is that something you've always wanted to do?
Oh, no.
No?
No.
Yeah?
Of course being little, you want to be different than your parents. But going to college, I really realized, I have a deep understanding of what's going on in the mortgage industry, and I can really find my own place within it. It might not necessarily be doing exactly what he's doing, but being a part of A-Team is the best place to be.
Yeah, no, that's cool. So let's talk about what you're doing. So really heavy on the social media. That's what's up.
Yep.
You have to do that.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah. And especially like, we grew up in that, you know, so it's like when people are like, hey, do you know how to do this? Like, yeah. And like the content you're making is like crushing it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
He needed someone to jump into the social media aspect of things. And I was like, well, Dad, can I shoot some videos with you? And he was like, of course. So I really wanted to get him into like relatable content. I thought that would really grow his page. And then I was like, you are a great source of knowledge. Like your information, you can just lay it out for people so well. Let's get you in front of a camera. He was a little hesitant at first.
Yeah.
But he's a natural. He can really just speak from the heart, and I know editing and stuff, so I was able to just help him out a little bit with that.
Yeah. It's, it's to your point. It's that I remember my first time seeing someone vlogging. I was down in LA. I just got down to, I was going to school at Loyola Marymount down there.
LMU.
LMU, yeah, go Lions. Woo! But I was walking like 3rd Street Promenade, and I remember this kid just like walking by with one of the cameras like this, and he just had his hand out like this, and he was just talking to it. I thought it was the weirdest thing. Yeah. And it was just like everyone like kind of looked at him like walking by, like, what the heck is going on? But fast forward till today, and now everybody's like doing
it's completely normal. Yeah.
You know, so like it's intimidating at first, like throwing like one of these cameras in front of like someone's face, but like, you know, you just gotta like, you know, you're talking to your guests, your people, your friends, families. Like that's what you gotta have to like think.
I was at a sales rally a little while back, and I was talking to a girl about just like being in front of camera, and she was like, "You're not scared at all?" I was like, "No, this is our job. Pull your phone out right now, walk through the middle of the room, and just say exactly what's going on." And I was like, "Watch, I'll do it." Pulled it out. I was all, "Hi, my name is Karina. I'm at the sales rally in Ohio," and I walked through the entire room with everybody staring at me, and I was like, "We need to market ourselves. We need to market our business. We need to market that we're out here doing this. Like people would never know if we're not telling them, hey, we're here, we're learning, and we can help you learn too." This information is going to go both ways, man.
Have you started to kind of see like the transition, especially here, is what I've noticed about like the demographics here, like in Santa Cruz, like older, and then there's like kind of like really young, and then there's like the small in between that like I feel like kind of like fit there, you know what I mean? But it's that tie with social media and kind of like tying the two generations together and everything. So like when you sit down and you kind of like, you know, think of a strategy on just content on what to put out, like where do you start? Because you know, the first thing is like people hear like mortgages or real estate, they go like, but
totally.
When they have cool people like us, you know, we make the job exciting and fun. You know what I mean? So like, what's your processes? Where do you get your creative inspiration from to go and like, you know, do things like that?
Trending content. I look at trending content and I see where we can play a role. Anything that's like office related, funny, that relates to us. We're all sitting in cubicles, hanging out with our coworkers, shooting the shit. So we love making content like that, but also like a lot of people were really interested in financial content. And when you're talking mortgages, you can grow your investments huge. You can grow your whole financial portfolio. So really just finding different niches like that. Caleb Hammer, he is a great inspirational person to talk about different financial things. He does a lot of financial audits with people, just talking about their roles and stuff. So pulling some inspiration from that. And I trying to be as relatable as possible, because you're right, mortgages can kind of be a little drab.
Well, what I think what's great about what you're doing too, and like what this whole thing is as well, it's the younger generation coming up and people that are just starting to like get into the real estate game, like all of that. They're not taught about these things in school. And I was just talking to your dad about this too. And it's like, okay, why aren't we having classes on this?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Oh, that's a great question. I think that it's a huge market to get into with just people in schooling. I definitely think that it should be maybe like an elective type or something that you can do within art, like photography. I definitely think social media has a huge range of different things that you can do. Focusing on it within like the graphic design realm would be a really, really amazing thing, just for people to have like editing under their belt to go into this huge world, because marketing is all about social media right now. Yeah. So for editing, what kind of programs do you use? Well, I like to promote the free ones so that everyone can get into it very easily. So CapCut. It's just super easy to be able to edit something.
Were you scared when I got banned with TikTok for that short amount of time?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that freaked me out.
I was too, because I'm like, captions, like, you know, you have to have those on video.
Yeah.
You have to. It's
and
like,
just
what were the statistics? It was like, you need like, if you put the captions on, it like makes your video like that, like more acceptable?
Well,
by
95 people watch
Yeah.
videos without sound.
Yeah.
So if you have a caption on your video or you have closed captioning, people are more likely to watch your video because they're really just reading what you're saying.
Yeah.
So you must have all of these different editing platforms, but you don't need to pay a bunch of money to try to get into this. Just start doing it. Start creating content, just saying what you like and put stuff out there.
Yeah. So CapCut is one.
CapCut, yep.
And then do you do all your editing on your phone, or do you take it off and do you go to the computer?
Oh, I do a lot of it on my phone and my iPad. Yeah.
iPad too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For me personally, I work with about 7 different screens. I
3 monitors for me on my
Yeah.
whenever I'm editing this. I got boom.
I have my laptop, 3 big monitors, my iPad, and my phone. And it's just like almost too much at some points, but you have to just be able to move everything around.
Yeah.
So I mostly, if I'm editing videos and stuff, I'm doing it on my iPad or my phone. Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy how, these were once only like, only the big studios had them, like down in Hollywood and stuff like that. And now everybody has them. It's great. So coming back to Santa Cruz, what were some of the things growing up here that kind of like changed that you're like, noticeable changes? Like for me, like Scotts Valley, right? Driving down Scotts Valley Drive. Those were all like RV, like spots, you know what I mean?
Totally.
Like, they're like,
and now it's the huge apartment complexes and stuff that are being built and all of the condos.
What do you think about all of that? I mean, just like, what are those like iconic things? You're like, that wasn't there before. Like, remember the Hilton shows up in Scotts Valley?
Yeah.
And you're like,
that was
whoa.
huge.
Yeah.
A big thing that just happened to me that my friends and I are all like really freaking out about. The Bigfoot Museum in Felton is for sale. It's not there anymore. The one right across from Henry Cowell.
Wait, really?
Yeah. So my friends and I are like, we got to buy the Bigfoot Museum, first of all. Like, it's a staple in Santa Cruz. Like, we all have T-shirts that are like Bigfoot Museum.
Wait, so like, they're selling like the whole business
thing. You can buy the business if you want, or you can just buy the property.
Wow.
So hey, if anybody wants to buy me the Bigfoot Museum, I'll run it. I'll do a great job.
That's so crazy. I know. I keep watching like. I'm wondering if they're going to find this guy. You know what I mean?
Mostly.
I believe in him.
Oh, totally.
I believe in him. I think he's out there.
Absolutely.
Somewhere. Yeah. Probably watching this like now, like, They know. That's crazy. They're like, that's on the mark right now.
Yeah. So that's pretty wild. I worked at Marini's growing up downtown.
Did you?
I did for 3-4 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So pretty heartbreaking seeing that go.
Yeah.
And working there, just seeing all of downtown change so much.
Right?
Yeah.
It's bizarre. Like when they took out Taqueria Vallarta and they put the Five Guys in there.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of like the beginning of the end.
It kind of was.
Not to be such a downer, but like it's just like Santa Cruz has like a vibe, you know?
Yeah,
and
totally.
It's like, oh, there goes like one of the best taco spots. I mean, they still have one on like the east side.
They have them everywhere. But still,
that was like
just
the main one.
That's a lot of change. So that's pretty crazy. Also, I went to Gateway over on the west side, literally right across from the surfer statue. So
oh wow.
I just seeing Westcliff Fall and being a one-way.
And the wharf too.
And the wharf. Goodness gracious. That was insane. Just growing up here in town, doing junior guards, swimming around the wharf.
You did junior guards?
Oh, absolutely. I did it for 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah, 6 to 16.
I was martial arts. That was my thing.
I had a bunch of friends that were doing the junior guards thing and they all loved it.
And I was kicking boards.
Everyone's got their thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I know the pier was nuts.
That was insane.
The videos of that?
Yeah. My friend's dad was one of the people that took down the bathroom, brought it off of the beach.
Oh, serious?
So that was, shout out Jeff Reber. You did a great job with that, man.
There should just be like a monument of it somewhere, like, you know. I know they closed it for Valentine's Day. That was like the latest like thing.
Yep.
Like all the businesses were like upset about it, and then they
totally.
like reopened it or whatnot.
And they're starting up the Wednesday Wharf concerts. That's going to start this week. So that'll be cool to go back.
Wednesday.
Don't they have to check out to make sure that the wharf is okay?
The wharf is okay. Well, so far.
So far.
But yeah.
I know. It's like the Capitola Wharf's gone too.
Yeah.
And like you used to be able to like walk out there to, like
Can't walk
cement
out
ship.
there.
Like that's
been blocked off for forever.
I know.
It's just all going away.
I know. It's just crazy. I remember being able to like walk out to that ship, and then the people before me were like, "Oh yeah, I used to be able to like walk out on the ship and like walk around there." I'm like, "That's cool." But then you like fly a drone over it.
There's like 3 or 4 great white sharks.
Oh, it's so cool.
Swimming around. Yeah, cool from up there,
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever get to see the great white shark? I'm so ADD. Did you get to see the great white shark at the Monterey Bay Aquarium?
Oh, the one that was there? When they had the mom and the baby?
Yeah, did you get to see it?
Oh, yeah.
That was such a trip.
And then I was one of the kids when, during throwback to junior guards, we had like 7 juvenile great white sharks following us one time during a competition in Capitola.
What?
Yep. Called the kids, come back. You got sharks following you.
What?
So that was a little crazy.
Yeah, I'd probably say so. Shoot. Yeah, I don't even know. Like your heart must have been just like jumping out of your chest. Like, could you see them, or is it just someone in a boat being like, all right, let's go?
I have seen sharks before in our bay.
Yeah.
But that time I did not. But I've just come to terms with it.
Yeah.
That's the coolest way to go.
Yeah.
I remember like that great white swimming by like the outer reef tank.
Its eyes are fully black. I saw the pupil like look at me like as it was swimming by the glass,
and I was just like,
probably the coolest animal ever because I love it because it's like it's gray on top, so you can't see it from on top, but above it's like all white. Yeah,
yep,
yeah. It's like it's genius,
magnificent creatures.
Stuff. Yeah.
And then they had to put her back because she was eating too many of her compadres and
yeah. So I know you had a brother. So is he? What's he doing?
Nate, he is my younger brother. He's going to Cal State San Marcos. He
good for him.
Just got into their master's program.
Whoa,
so
there you go.
That's super awesome.
There you go.
Good
job, dude. I don't know you, but high five.
Yay, Nate. He's a great kid. He's super into like the gaming world and stuff and doing data analytics. So he would love to go into any job like that, like GTA, of course. So.
I know that one's been like on. I love the comments on TikTok. They're like, "This happened before GTA 6 came out."
I know.
It's like the funniest thing.
Yeah. I was a gamer back in the day too.
I wasn't so much. He took that over for me.
Yeah.
But we got along really, really well. Just growing up in Santa Cruz, going to the same schools and everything, and we both are really into like concerts and stuff. So we go to quite a few festivals together.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Have you done Coachella?
Oh, yeah. I'm going again this year. It'll be my second time.
There you go. Yeah. Coachella's really, really fun.
Oh, it's the best.
It is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's Disneyland for adults.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. It's, I just helped my family purchase a home down there in La Quinta in the PGA West neighborhood.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Like the rental market there.
Oh, goodness.
When that happens, everything just spikes.
We got
crazy.
We booked our Airbnb 2 days after we got tickets. We have 5 girls going, and for I think 4 days, we will be spending $600 each.
Yeah.
Just for the Airbnb.
Yeah.
So my story.
I had there was this
BMW Road to Coachella hashtag. Remember that?
I do remember that.
I was the winner from that.
That's insane.
So they sent me, they're like,
oh yeah, post like pictures of like what your Road to Coachella experience was.
And so I'm sitting there and I'm like looking through the hashtag and there's just all these people that are posting pictures of their outfits. And I'm like, this is about BMW. It's a car company. And luckily I had a BMW at the time. So I went and filmed with my iPhone 10. I made like a little like 30-second commercial on iMovie before I knew how to edit like anything. It was just basic iMovie stuff. They had like a default like music, like cinematic thing, like made it look super epic or whatever.
And I sent it to BMW and they wrote me. BMW USA, they wrote me and were like, hey, we love your stuff and we want to give you VIP tickets to weekends 1 and 2.
And then we're going to put you up at the Ritz-Carlton and the presidential suite for both weekends. And so I was like, okay. And so that was the year that it was 2017. So Hans Zimmer was playing there. And it was the coolest thing ever. It was the first time they had like
full-on orchestra.
So he was playing like Pirates of the Caribbean and like Gladiator and like, all the songs live or whatnot. But what a trip. The VIP experience is pretty cool. Like if you like definitely check that out.
Someday I'll do it.
they just have like it's all air conditioned stuff. They have like all the it's like free alcohol. Like
oh, that's incredible.
Yeah, it was wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, Coachella's really cool. Have you been?
No, not anything.
That's not his thing.
Not your thing?
No.
Yeah.
I like concerts. I don't like to do the whole festival thing. That's her for sure.
Got you. Yeah. It's cool. I've done EDC before too. That was
That would be
pretty
so fun. The one in Las Vegas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You come out of you walk from the top of the racetrack, and it's just all the stairs go down. It's just all the lights are going.
That's so cool.
R.I.P. But like Avicii was there, Swedish House Mafia, like Tiesto. Wow. It was like Armin van Buuren. It was like when like house music first came out. Like,
so are you saying Fisher?
No.
You're not going to the Fisher show in San Jose?
No. When's it taking place?
He booked out the entire San Jose City Hall, and he's having his San Jose block party on March 30th.
Wait, did I see the ads for this? I think I did.
Yes, I got tickets.
Did you?
So excited.
Dang.
Yes.
Okay, I got to check that out. That's cool.
That'll be really cool.
That's really, really cool.
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah, no, San Jose is interesting. It's they're having a bit of a issue with downtown trying to get people to come back after the pandemic.
Yep, that makes sense.
Yeah, they're trying to fill in like all of this office spaces and whatnot. They don't know what to do with it.
Now that everyone's working remote.
Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting though is so I'm with San Jose Rotary. So on Wednesdays I go and I hang out with all the makers and shakers of just Silicon Valley. Yeah. And what they're talking about doing now is because AI has become such a huge thing. Mm-hmm. So when you go to, I didn't know this, but when you go to like ChatGPT, you ask it a question to enter, there's like wherever their headquarters are at, there's like all the servers. It takes like a bunch of water and energy to process all of that. It takes a lot of power to make AI function. And so what they're talking about doing with all these vacant buildings is potentially turning all those into data centers for AI.
That's crazy.
And so you just walk down, it's just like, looks like downtown, but that whole entire building is just like, yep, it's the whole entire artificial.
That would be insane.
It's wild to just see.
That's moving in a direction that I don't know if I'm ready for.
I know. It's like they talked about it with Terminator back in the day, and it's like, it's like, okay, where are we going to go from it? But it was interesting. We had the gentleman who created Siri come speak at Rotary.
Oh, whoa, that's cool.
And it was an absolute trip talking with him.
Yeah.
Just seeing where like it's gone to where it is now. He was talking about the moment where he was like sitting in the car with his son, and his son, he was saying, is like, yeah, my son knows like I'm a computer geek and all of this stuff. And he was like in like one of the very first Teslas, and he's like, son, watch this. His son was like never impressed by anything that his dad did.
Yeah.
Let go of the wheel going like 65 miles per hour around a bank corner. This kid looked over at the wheels, what? And so he started talking about like AI and all of that. So bouncing off that, do you use AI in any of your like day-to-day routines? Day. I feel like, see, here's me being like the gamer at heart. I feel like that's kind of, it's almost like cheat codes for life.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I use it to ask any question. Like Chase and I, we were filing our tax returns married for the first time today. Yay. And my dad was with us, and we had a whole bunch of questions on just what we should do. And he was like, you're filing on TurboTax. You don't have a CPA. Ask ChatGPT. So we were asking ChatGPT all of our questions, and it was telling us what we should do and how we should file. And that my dad then looked it up on TurboTax's website, and it was completely true. And he was like, that was way easier for you to ask ChatGPT than for me to spend 30 minutes scrolling through TurboTax's like SOP information log.
Yeah.
So not only do I use it for that, but I use it for all content creation. I mean, do you want the quickest way to figure out what's trending? Ask ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And it'll give you examples, links, videos. It'll source all of its links. It's amazing. Yeah,
I paid for the $20 a month one so I can get the links.
Yep.
I thought that was the greatest thing ever. It's just like, again, it's like to your point, like, oh, I want to make like the best German chocolate cake.
Yep.
Okay. Hit enter, and it searches the entire internet in a fraction of a second. It's like, here you go.
We're being told at a lot of different like sales rallies and informational seminars that you shouldn't start with a blank page anymore. You should start with a ChatGPT document that outlines something, and you're using your own information and your knowledge to expand off of that. Pretty incredible.
100%.
100%. It's a trip. And then I think the thing too, what's fascinating about it is that all these other companies are now coming up with like their own different like AIs. So I know that the stock market took a deep dive when DeepSeek came out, which was like China's like version of like ChatGPT, and everyone started freaking out. Like all the bigwigs are like, "Oh, are you afraid of some like competition? Like, like let's make it happen." But I was like, just literally, I'm throwing a block party for my neighborhood tomorrow, President's Day. And because my neighborhood used to like do like a bunch of like things like that. And ever since like I've come back, it's just not been the same, so I'm trying to get that back together. But what I've noticed with ChatGPT, it's interesting. Like some are better at like certain things and some aren't. So ChatGPT, I'm like, create me a logo. So like the neighborhood is like the vineyards, right?
Yeah.
Like create me a logo so I can use it as a header for like the top of the page so I can like invite everyone.
Yeah.
And they spelled it VINEYANDS. And they couldn't figure out how to spell vineyards.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I sat there and I was like really trying to fit. So that's what I've noticed about ChatGPT is it's really bad when you're asking it to create like lettered things. However, I then go to Meta because here's the fun part. I went because I saw the ads for it. I went and got the AI Meta Ray-Ban glasses.
Oh,
and they are wild.
Yeah.
They are, I feel like, again, here's a video game reference. I literally feel like Master Chief Cortana in my head. It's for all the gamer nerds out there. You'll know what I'm talking about. But it's just crazy because I talked to Meta and Meta does it instantly. The vineyards.
Yeah.
Spelled perfectly, no glitches, nothing like, and so it's like, okay, now it's like, here's AI and like, how are you utilizing the different ones that have different strengths
choose
and
your different
weaknesses,
things.
Another
one you can use is Canva Dreamlabs. They will make AI designs too.
Canva has one?
Canva, they have their own called Dreamlabs, and it will make all AI things. So you can we needed a mock-up for a magazine cover that we were trying to make.
Yeah.
And we just typed in like Santa Cruz lifestyle magazine cover, and it popped up a bunch of stuff with like pictures of actual Santa Cruz that we were able to use. And we just like took those out and used the exact images we wanted. But it was It was insane. It was so cool.
Wow. Yeah. It's legit what it can do. Like in the creation of the images. So for like ChatGPT, it's really funny. I was putting together my my listing presentation. And the agency has like a really cool one that you kind of like add your own vibe style into.
Do you guys use OSI?
No, we have a built-in marketing program, which is like super cool. But with that, you can add like your own pictures and stuff like that. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to tell like a story through images of like a couple and a realtor, you know, like at this one particular house, right? And I would go through it and I was like, making these really cool images and everything, but the one thing it can't figure out are the fingers.
Yep.
It's like there's the 13, 14 of them like growing off, and it's just like the rest of the image looks great. And I'm like, can you like picture the fingers?
Just
like
circle the hand.
Yeah, I know, because you can do that on the phone.
Yeah.
You can like circle and everything. Go focus here.
Yeah.
It's wild. And so it's I think with the real estate industry. I think in terms of like, now let's talk future, right? This is where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
I think in terms of jobs, I think the real estate industry will be one of the last to go to AI because it's such a human. I want to see what your thoughts are on this. Like, this is my thought.
Yeah.
It's like a human to human kind of thing versus like McDonald's. You can just drive up and you can press the computer and it will order you the burger and it can, do all that. But this is a very like person to person type thing. How do you?
It depends on the buyer.
True. I will give you that. True. Yeah.
I personally would want the connection. I would want you in my corner finding me the houses because you know my personality.
Yeah.
Because you have my best interests at heart. And this is a friendship because realistically, you should be best friends with your realtor.
Yeah.
But depending on the person, they're just wanting something bing, bang, boom. I want to buy a house. And it could be really fast, but you shouldn't do it that way.
Yeah.
In my personal opinion. Like this is you're right. It's an emotional experience and you want to have somebody's best interests at heart. So like, instead of being just like McDonald's, like, oh, just easy pick, there you go. It's going to need to be more personable. And I would say that with anything that you're holding personal information with. So you probably shouldn't go AI with an attorney or a financial advisor. Don't go AI with a doctor.
Yeah.
Don't go AI with a realtor. It's all the same thing.
Yeah.
It's about your heart, man.
Yeah. It's interesting too. So with being here in Silicon Valley, when you go check out like homes and you're like doing all that, do you see any of the smart tech coming into play with the homes?
Oh, 100%.
Because I've decked out my parents' house. I decked that out. I was trying to figure out what I could get them for like Christmas.
Yeah.
Because every time I got them something, it would end up in a drawer somewhere.
Yeah.
What can I do? It's like, oh, here's all this smart tech. And now everything throughout their house is all wired. So you can walk in, turn on the chandelier, do this, open this. Like,
it's pretty amazing just to be able to do that. Like my parents, all of their houses are set up like that.
Yeah.
I'm setting up in one of their ADUs. I'm a renter from them. Hey, I like it.
Yeah.
But we're building out our house right now, and we're realizing like, oh, we're gonna buy this lamp because it works on our phone. Yeah. And I'm not home right now, but my cat's home alone.
Yeah.
I turned my lights on when I got in here because I was like, I don't want to leave my cat by herself.
Yeah.
So yeah, like smart technology, all of that for homes is totally the way that we should go. Your alarm, our garage door, all of it. I can't even get into my house without entering a code. I don't have a key. Like it's so much easier.
Yeah. I just saw a thing on Instagram and I actually just put it to my story. I found it fascinating. Apple's patents of different technology for home stuff.
Yeah.
They have a ring that they have a patent on where you can point at an object in your house and you can like do that and turn on the light.
That's crazy.
Turn on the fan.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like wild things like that. To the point where I've been looking into some of the tech too. Augmented reality and staging. You looked into that?
Oh.
You looked into that?
I haven't.
It's wild.
Yeah.
So the whole concept is you walk into a home and it's not staged.
Yeah.
And someone hands you like.
So you can do it all yourself. Wow, that's incredible.
It's nuts. Like they already have it. It's just starting to come out. But like I'm waiting for the moment where I walk into one of these like, $10 million homes and it's not staged and they hand you like an Apple VR headset or a Meta headset. And you put it on and you're just like, whoa, you start like walking through and it's like, okay, I want the walls to be like red. And then you could like, press that and it will like go through the different color palettes and stuff. And then like, oh, I want marble floors and you can see what that looks like. And then, oh, I want, and you scroll through your furniture and it's like, I want Lazy Boy. And then you take your hands and move it into the corner and then it saves it. So when you go to leave to the next room, that's all still there.
Oh,
so when you're walking around the property, you can go back. So it's like you're playing like, home dress up, but but you're not actually like going in there and like.
Well, the second I walk around a house myself, I go through open houses constantly.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I'm doing. I'm going, nope, take that couch out. I'm going to put this couch here, like in my head.
Yeah.
So just being able to actually do that would make or break a property for me, honestly. If it was like, okay, it's first this one or this one, and I could see an actual layout of how I was going to do it, that's incredible. Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah. It's an absolute trip. It's just like, I think that's what's really cool about being in this area because we get to see these like technological advancements kind of like coming into like the different facets of things.
Totally.
So it's like, like I just got a Tesla and it's like the car drives itself.
Yeah.
Smartphone, smartwatch, it's just like, you got your smart home. It's
I
like,
just downloaded the Apple AI to go through my email for me. So I
haven't used Apple's AI. What
that's the best part.
Do you like it?
That's the only thing I like about it. I don't really love that it's reading all of my text messages and giving me a summary. I think that's a little weird.
Yeah, okay. I know. It's like, it's a little...
It's like I could do without that.
Yeah.
But it going through my email is absolutely fantastic. Wow. I'm the type of person that's like, you want 20% off to enter your email? Heck yeah, I do. 20% off all day. Yeah. So I get 900 emails a day and it just goes through all of those for me. And that clears up hours of my day. I feel.
Does it like sort it? Like what can you do?
It sorts.
I'm so like ignorant when it comes to like Apple's like I knew it was there.
So it says I have 14 emails right now.
Yeah.
And when I actually click on it, if I go to my primary, it'll show the 14 that I need, which is just like emails from Chase.
Yeah.
And then I have my transactions, which is like Starbucks and the lamp I just bought. And then I have,
so that's what those categories.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then I have promotions. And there's, from yesterday, I have 1,221 unread promotion emails.
Wow.
Yep. And it's just not popping those up for me anymore. Like, that's the best thing ever.
That's it. I mean, that's the thing too, like being in this business as well. It's like the constant email spam.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. And do you get the text messages?
I get all of it. And one of my jobs and one of my coworkers' jobs is to just go through Ryan's email because he gets so many emails and so many text messages a day. And we have a Ring Central phone number. We have our own personal phone number. We have the office line. We have his office line. Like, there's just too many different places that you can connect and talk to us.
Yeah.
It's absurd.
Yeah. So you like working with that. That's fun.
I do.
That's so cool. That's awesome. Yeah. You just had a really good conversation. He's like a really good guy.
He's got a really good head on his shoulders.
Yeah.
He's a really good person for me to be able to just call and be like, dude, I don't know what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, okay, let's talk through this. And it's really cool to be able to work with him and see his mannerisms at work. Cause I never was able to do. I don't have that with my mom. Like, that's so cool. It's such a different side I'm really able to see him as a human in person.
Yeah. I think just going off that point, like in my life, being a part of San Jose Rotary. So my mom's dad, my grandfather's name is Bob Hospital. So Bob ran KNTV Channel 11, which is now the NBC Bay Area. He was like the general, he was the general manager of it, like running it back in the day. And so when I got my red badge, which is like pledging for a year before you get your blue badge, I got up on the microphone and kind of introduced myself. I was like, oh yeah, I was Bob Hospital. It's like, grandson. When I sat back down, we have a speaker, like again, like every Wednesday, like talking about different things, like the Siri guy. And I had these like respectfully old people that like came over with canes and like came right up next to me and kneeled down and started talking to me, like praising about how awesome of a guy my grandfather was.
Yep.
And it's to your point. It's like I called him Papa. I knew him as the guy that like made me my grilled cheese sandwiches and would kick my butt at checkers and taught me my multiplication tables. And it's like, no, but like on the other side of it, it's like, here's this dude that was this huge, business guy here in the Bay Area. So it's fun seeing like and hearing those stories because like I never heard him before. I heard of like all the family fun stuff, but it's like, oh, like this is who he was in the business world. So that's cool that you get to like work with your dad and like see that like in real time too.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Because I absolutely have stories like that of just people being like, oh my God, your dad helped me out so much. Like, you have no idea how lucky you are that you are able to work with him all the time. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Like, straight up. That's the coolest.
Yeah.
Which is, it's pretty incredible to be able to say that. Like, working with family can be really hard sometimes, but for the majority of it, I can say it's incredible. And that's something I've always wanted to be able to say.
Yeah. So he mentioned too, like he would always kind of like talk to you growing up about like family finances and keeping you in the loop about all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Are you going to take that same approach when you two eventually?
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh yeah. I will talk to my children like they're my peers.
Yeah.
They need to be totally in the know of everything that's going on. I mean, like, heck, all families have hardships and stuff. And my dad definitely shielded us from that if that was ever like happening. But he was very real with us and very real with like, this is how you should have your finances, and was constantly showing us his credit card statements and just being like, this is when you need to pay it off. Here, we're going to pay off the card together. Or like, hey guys, it's time for us to do the bills. And we all sat down, we looked at all of the different bills, and he said, we're going to pay these all off on this credit card. But the reason is because we know we're going to pay that credit card off with this amount in the bank, and we're going to use those points to go on a family vacation. Like, everything made sense.
Yeah.
And it was able to just set my brother and I up to do the same exact thing. So the second we turned 18 on our birthdays, we both 18th birthdays, we got credit cards. And we had to set them up with we have a checkings account and we had a savings account because my brother and I both worked. and you have to be able to pay that off with your checking. You don't touch your savings.
Yeah.
Your savings stays there. 20% of your paycheck goes into your savings all the time. And that is the do not touch fund until eventually, when you're old enough and mature enough, we'll put it into a stock account for you. And you still don't touch it.
Yeah.
And hopefully someday that'll be a down payment for a house.
Yeah.
Which that's what mine's titled.
Yeah. So at what age was your dad like kind of like bringing you into the loop? Like what was the earliest memory that you remember? Like how old were you? Like what?
Super young. I mean, my parents started their own mortgage company or started their own branch of a mortgage company when I was in second grade. I was the receptionist. I sat there and answered
In second
phones.
grade, you were rocking it?
My parents would
That's
pick me
awesome.
up from school. I would go do my homework and sit at the reception desk and answer the phones. Hi, this is good afternoon, Karina, Opus Advisors. How may I help you?
Yeah.
And I would transfer the calls. So we were always around it. Every Saturday we had to clean the office because we didn't have a cleaning crew and we had a whole bunch of employees.
Yeah.
So my brother and I were in charge of like taking out the trash, shredding the different important documents, and making sure everything is okay. So we were always around it. I don't remember a time where we weren't.
I just your dad did it right. Like I feel like that's when we were just sitting here like talking about it. Like that's exactly what like I'm gonna do with.
Yeah.
Like it's good because it's like and again, no disrespect to however anybody wants to raise their kids can raise their kids however they want. But to this point, it's like, yeah, let them go out and play. Let them do the hide and go seek and tag and the kickball and let them like go do all that stuff. But like at the same time, like this is how the world works.
Yeah.
And if you are not prepared, you're going to have a huge wake up call by the
totally.
time you are like out on your
Yeah.
own. Because again, it goes back to that whole thing. They don't teach you this in school.
Oh, no. Don't get me wrong. There's definitely a hole in the wall in the office from me ramming a skateboard into it. I saw the hole like 2 days ago and was totally laughing.
Just trying to move a planter to kind of cover it
My brother and I
up.
moved
Nothing to see here.
a filing cabinet, and they moved the
There
filing
you go.
cabinet.
The filing
Yeah.
cabinet won't move.
So
Take notes, people.
hey, don't get me wrong. We were still kids.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's part of life. We were just raised around that. And there's certain times in life where you have to go with dad to the sign off, and you know that you sit there and you're respectful and you're pleasant, and then afterwards, yeah, dad's getting you ice cream.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just enjoy it. And like then the second I turned 16, oh, you don't want dad to go to the sign off? I'll go for you, and then we can all have family dinner afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, it's part of it.
Yeah. So what do you say to the people that are like new coming into like want to come into this world and maybe this is like, they're kind of like on the fence, like, maybe not. Like, what can you say right now to people watching this? Maybe like the 50 people that do. We'll get there someday. We'll break it, but what do you say to those?
Don't get discouraged. Just keep trying. You're going to be able to get into it and break in. But also, like, connections are huge in this industry. Like, make those connections, set up those meetings, take the people out to lunch. It's really important. When my dad first started in the industry 20-something years ago, I remember, I wasn't around then actually, but he talks about going to lunches and just building those connections and building that relationship and rapport with people, because that's so important. Your reputation is the strongest thing that you have, and you need to make sure that that's stellar. So just keep trying, working at it, building your rapport, and you'll stay in it. You just have to get out there.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, this has been fun.
It's been super fun.
This has been fun. Thank you for making the drink. That was actually really good.
Absolutely. Hideout Vodka.
Yeah. Hideout Vodka. Shout out John, Adrian. What's up, guys?
What's up, guys?
I know. Yeah. It was John. John's a cool dude. Adrian's a cool dude. But yeah, that's all great stuff. So thank you for making that.
Of course.
Thank you for coming on.
Of course.
And we're just interviewing top tier leaders in the community here in the Bay Area, Northern California, and couldn't have anyone better on, following in your dad's footsteps and eventually, grabbing the flag and taking it,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that'll do it for this episode. Thanks. And then if people want to contact you, if you have any questions or want to like get to the business,
Yeah.
maybe they need help, with their
Social media.
social medias, like cool if we put your
Absolutely.
cool. All right,
Yeah.
I'll be below in the description. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day, night, wherever you are. We'll see you next time.